Imagine holding hands with your soulmate while majestic elephants roam nearby and the sunset paints the sky. Today, we're uncovering the most romantic wildlife escapes on Earth. Emma and Liam had always dreamed of exploring the wild landscapes of Africa together. Their shared passion for adventure had brought them to Kenya, where the vast plains of the Masai Mara awaited them. They arrived at the safari lodge early in the morning as the sun painted the sky with shades of orange and pink. The air was thick with excitement and the faint smell of the earth after the rains. Their guide greeted them with a warm smile and led them to their tent, which overlooked a wide savanna. They could hear the distant calls of birds and the faint trumpeting of elephants. It felt like stepping into another world. One evening, as they sat on the wooden deck sipping warm tea, they noticed a herd of zebras moving gracefully in the distance. Liam pointed out the smaller details of their stripes, while Emma tried to capture the moment on her camera. They spoke softly about the adventure ahead, about the animals they would encounter, and about how this trip would be more than just sightseeing. It would be a journey they would remember forever. As night fell, they could hear the rustling of leaves and the occasional roar of a lion somewhere far off in the distance. They held hands, feeling both excitement and a comforting sense of safety. Being in the wild together made them realize the depth of their connection and how much they trusted each other. Their hearts were racing, not just from the beauty surrounding them, but from the shared thrill of being in such an untamed place. Their first night under the stars felt magical and full of promise as the sounds of the savannah lulled them into a peaceful sleep. The mornings in the Masai Mara were filled with golden light and the fresh scent of dew on grass. Emma and Liam woke early each day, eager to spot wildlife before the heat of the sun grew too strong. Their guide drove them across dirt roads where lions lounged lazily in the shade and giraffes stretched their necks to nibble on acacia trees. Each sighting brought gasps of awe and laughter. They shared binoculars, pointing out tiny details to each other and whispering observations as if afraid to disturb the tranquility. Around midday, they would stop near a small river to rest and enjoy a simple lunch packed with local fruits and bread. As they watched crocodiles resting on the banks, they felt both thrill and serenity. Their conversations wandered from childhood memories to dreams of the future, and the wildlife seemed to become part of their story. Emma learned to read the subtle movements of the herds, while Liam became fascinated by the tracking skills of the guide. They took countless photographs, but mostly they absorbed the moments into memory, knowing nothing could replace the feeling of standing together in the wild. When the sun began to lower, casting long shadows over the plains, they paused to watch a herd of elephants move gracefully through the grass. Their hands found each other and their fingers intertwined as if sharing a secret connection with the earth and its creatures. The sky shifted into hues of purple and crimson, and the sounds of the wild created a symphony that seemed to play just for them. Every sight, every sound, every heartbeat felt intensified because they were experiencing it together. Their bond strengthened, not through words, but through shared wonder and the simple joy of being present in the moment. By the last days of their safari, Emma and Liam had developed a rhythm with the wilderness. They could spot the calls of different birds without looking. They recognized tracks in the mud and could predict the movements of animals before anyone else noticed. They laughed together at minor missteps and moments of surprise when an impala dashed past or a herd of wildebeest moved unexpectedly. They spent long evenings sitting by the campfire, recounting the day's adventures and planning the next. They learned to move silently through the tall grasses to avoid startling animals, finding a meditative peace in the quiet moments of observation. One afternoon, they found a secluded spot on a small hill overlooking the plains and sat together in comfortable silence, watching the sunset as golden light touched every blade of grass. The sounds of the wild were a gentle accompaniment to their quiet conversation about dreams of future travels and shared life plans. The experience had tested them in small ways, making them patient, attentive, and aware of each other. Their laughter echoed across the plain, and even the animals seemed to blend seamlessly into the backdrop of their shared happiness. They felt a profound sense of gratitude for being able to witness such raw beauty together. Emma rested her head on Liam's shoulder, feeling completely content. Liam held her hand tightly, promising silently to carry the memory of this adventure forever. As night fell for the last time, the stars shone brilliantly overhead, and they whispered promises of future journeys in the wild and beyond. Knowing they had experienced something rare and transformative, they returned to their tent, holding hands, hearts full and spirits intertwined, forever changed by the majesty of the Masai Mara and by the bond deepened through adventure. As our journey through the most romantic wildlife destinations comes to a close, it's impossible not to feel inspired by the beauty and thrill of nature. When you think about love and adventure intertwined, there is nothing quite like experiencing the wild side of the world with someone you care about. Whether it was the majestic elephants of Kruger National Park, grazing peacefully against a golden sunset, the playful sea lions of the Galapagos Islands, darting through crystal-clear waters, or the serene turquoise lakes of Banff reflecting the snow-capped peaks above, every moment we explored together reminds us that nature has a way of amplifying our emotions and creating memories that linger forever. Romance in the wild isn't just about dramatic landscapes or exotic animals, it's about sharing those moments of awe with someone who makes every sight more meaningful. Every couple who steps into these environments finds themselves connecting in ways that everyday life rarely allows. The quiet of a rainforest in Borneo, the gentle lapping of water in Pantanal as a jaguar moves silently through the reeds, the distant rumble of bison across Yellowstone's plains. These are experiences that bond hearts in a shared sense of wonder. Even simple moments like holding hands while observing a flock of birds or watching the sky shift into hues of pink, orange, and purple together can feel transformative when you're surrounded by the raw beauty of the natural world. For couples seeking not only adventure, but intimacy, there is something magical about knowing you are witnessing nature's wonders side by side. These destinations remind us that the thrill of life and the warmth of love are not separate but can exist together in perfect harmony. Whether you choose to hike through hidden trails, photograph wildlife in motion, or simply sit in quiet contemplation under a starlit sky, the world has endless opportunities for couples to connect on a deeper level. So whether you've been inspired to plan your next getaway or simply dreamed of holding hands under the gaze of elephants or the watchful eyes of exotic birds, the key takeaway is that adventure and romance can thrive together. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment, the perfect sunset, or the rarest animal encounter to feel the magic, because love itself can turn every sight into a cherished memory. If this video sparked your imagination or made you want to pack your bags for one of these incredible destinations, don't forget to like the video, share it with a loved one, or tag someone you want to bring along on your next adventure. And if you haven't already subscribed to our channel for more travel inspiration, wildlife encounters, and romantic escapes that will make your heart race and your soul feel alive, hit that notification bell so you never miss an opportunity to explore the world in ways that are exciting, breathtaking, and unforgettable. Thank you for joining us on this journey, and remember, the wild has a way of showing us not only the beauty of the earth, but also the depth of connection that can exist between two people when they dare to explore it together.